Girl, I just got done coming from the cafeteria and I think there's a guy that likes me. He approached me and let me know that he was observing me for a period of time and decided to come up to me to let me know that he was wanting to connect more with me. Can you believe that? Like, he noticed me. Oh, well, that's cool. Aren't you in a relationship though? Already? With someone else? Did you tell him that? Like, did you tell him that? Oh, well, I mean, no, I just thought that, he'd be a really good friend. And, I can just tell him when, I see him next that, I'm in a relationship, but, we can be friends if you'd like. And that, I'm not looking for anything right now. And I can just tell him that I'm just not looking for a connection since I'm already in one. We could at least be friends because he seems like a really cool person. And when he did talk to me and he did approach me, I felt like we made a really cool connection. So, I mean, even if, we're not going to be an intimate connection, I would love to still be his friend. So, a male approaches you to let you know he's been watching you and he's interested in you and he wants to talk with you more. I ask you if he knows you're in a relationship. You let me know that he doesn't know, but you'll tell him, and you at least want to still be his friend. I think we need to have a talk, just between me and you. What do you mean? I totally am not doing anything wrong here because, obviously, friends are just friends. I'm going to obviously be responsible, make sure nothing, goes as far as it does or anything, because obviously there's boundaries with friends. And so why wouldn't being a friend of his not be okay? Because the way you're talking, it sounds like I'm doing something wrong, but I don't believe I'm doing anything wrong at all. I think that, I'm still well within bounds. If a male or anyone in general approaches you and lets you already know that they're interested in you, if they approach you and let you know they're interested in you, and it's more than just a friendship, and they've made that very clear intention-wise, and you're seeking to create a friendship out of something that has already clearly crossed the threshold of it even being a friendship to begin with, you're trying to integrate a love entanglement on a subconscious level in order to compensate for likely lack of attention you're not receiving in your current relationship that maybe you may not be aware that you're starting to seek out through acting out in this approach with other men or other people that approach you through them happening to notice you or give you attention. It's also likely you're not being very honest about the things that you need that are likely not being met in the current relationship you're in with the current person you're in a relationship with. And so as a result, you're seeking out other people external of your relationship to compensate for the needs that are not being met by your partner. And now you're going to need to sit with figuring out what those needs are that are not being met, but are being clearly met in your current subconscious perception by someone that you're not even in a relationship with, that you're trying to compensate through a friendship that's going to, I guarantee you, turn into a love entanglement. All because you're choosing not to identify the needs that aren't being met in your current relationship for yourself. And you're choosing to instead look for it in another male or another person that shows attention and interest in you. Well, what if it's just because I just don't want to hurt their feelings if they gained up enough courage to come and talk to me in the first place, and I want to be able to, not be rude or mean about the fact that, I'm telling them no and hurt their feelings. I don't want to be the person that hurts somebody's feelings and tell them no, that they just basically can't be a part of my life in general. So like, why not offer the idea of friendship instead? What if that's just how I was thinking about things and it's not what you're trying to say at all? I mean, why would you even bring my relationship into this? I mean, yeah, I am running into issues where where I feel like I'm not spending enough time with, my partner, because he always seems to be so busy that, I barely get enough time to talk or see him or connect with him. And yeah, I got excited when I was given attention by somebody I don't even know, but, I mean, why does it have to be what you're saying it is? Why couldn't it just be that I'm just trying to be nice? Taking on the identity, subconsciously, by choice, of you being available for practically every person that happens to show interest in you is not going to help you learn how to resolve the current issues in your current connection. It's only causing you to continue running away from them, where you're physically in a connection, but you're emotionally and mentally somewhere else. And you're no longer grounded in the connection you're physically in. It's likely you want the connection you're currently in to work, but you're not grounded in understanding what you actually need. All you're doing is seeking out what you want. And so, no, I don't believe you. I don't actually believe you when you tell me that you're trying to save someone else's feelings. And if you are, that's not your job to save someone from the feelings of rejection. Everybody is supposed to experience a form of feeling rejected and grow from it. That is a part of life. If we were to accept everything we encounter, we would lose parts of ourselves through every single encounter of acceptance, because we don't know how to reject, because it was never experienced, because people were always accepting. So if you stand in a position to practice rejection instead of always accepting just to preserve someone else's feelings, you're always going to continue losing a part of yourself. If you continue to practice acceptance instead of practicing rejection when you know you need to reject something. So yeah, I actually do think this is actually rooted and caused from the current connection you're in, that you're not choosing to sit with and finding out what you need personally for yourself in the connection of your current relationship, not the ones you're trying to seek through creating the label of friendships. I came here to share something that I thought was amazing, not to get lectured and told who I am by somebody that's not even going through what I'm going through. Look, until you develop the type of relationship with yourself that you need to develop in order to identify what you personally need for yourself, that you need to start to actually give to yourself first, so that you know what you are looking for in a relationship with your current partner, you're going to constantly keep looking everywhere else external of your own personal relationship with the current relationship you're already in. You also need to consider the mental and emotional position you're putting that stranger in that approached you as well. What do you think you're also doing to him by approaching things this way, mentally and emotionally?